Now let's discuss about the equivalent circuit of a transformer. So every time we can't draw that primary winding, secondary winding, iron core, flux. So we can represent a single line diagram of a transformer that called equivalent circuit of a transformer. So in this figure we can understand the equivalent circuit of a transformer. Now this primary side voltage we can mention as V1, and this primary current is mentioned as I1. So primary voltage V1 and primary current I1. This winding can be represented as resistance and inductance. So inductor is having inductive reactance. I can represent as XL. Now in the similar way, secondary winding can be represented as R2 and X2. So secondary resistance and secondary reactance, and the current flowing through load is I2 and voltage across it will be V2. Now this is the exact diagram, and at the no load condition the current flowing through I0 through primary winding will be I0 current, and it is having two components. One is already said, it is magnetizing component and working component. So I can mention in this equivalent circuit. So this is the primary voltage. So this is the primary current, primary resistance and primary reactance. Those are all mentioned as 1. So V1, I1, R1, X1. So now it is no load current I0, and it is having two components, working component IC and magnetizing component. So this magnetizing component will be responsible to develop the flux, that's why it is X0, and this is responsible to overcome the losses, iron losses, that is R0, mentioned as a R0. Now after the load is connected, some I2 dash current is flowing in addition to this. Now the primary current is totally now. So the iron core will be represented as two windings. In between there is a iron core. At the second term I2, R2, X2 and V2. At primary side I can represent these as impedance Z1, and this can be represented as impedance Z2. That means R2 plus J X2. The similar way Z1 is equal to R1 plus J X1. This is the exact equivalent circuit of a single phase transformer. In further we can reduce this equivalent circuit, or we can transfer the impedance at primary side to the secondary side, or we can transfer secondary side to the primary side. Yes, so this is the diagram exact equivalent circuit referred to the primary. So the secondary side terminals, secondary side impedance, that is R2 and X2, are transferred to primary. So when the secondary terminals are transferred to primary side, so we have to multiply it with 1 by k square. So when the secondary terminals are transferred to primary, that is suppose R2 is transferred to primary, that component will be represented as R2 dash. Why? Because it's a secondary component represented in the primary side. Now this value will be R2 dash is equal to R2 by k square. In the similar way, when the X2 inductive reactance is transferred from secondary to primary, then it can be represented as X2 dash, it will be X2 by k square. The total resistance at referred to primary is represented as R01 is equal to R1 plus R2 dash. The similar way, x01 is equal to x1 plus x2 dash, where r2 dash is already known as r2 by k square and x2 dash is already known by x2 by k square. Now the total impedance at primary side when the secondary is also transferred to primary, that is can be z01 is equal to r01 plus j x01. This is the exact equivalent circuit referred to primary. So this is the exact equivalent circuit referred to secondary. There is should be connection here. Okay. Now the primary side R1 and X1 are secondary. Transferred to secondary that represented as R1 dash, and this value will be R1 multiplied with K square. In the previous case, when the secondary is transformed to primary, we multiplied with 1 by K square. Now the primary is transferred to secondary, the multiplication factor is K square. In the same way, X1 dash is equal to X1 into K square. The total resistance R02 is equal to R2 plus R1 dash. Similarly, X02 is equal to X2 plus X1 dash. Now the total impedance Z02 is equal to R02 plus JX02. So this is the total impedance of a transformer when the primary is transferred to secondary. And if the no load current is neglected, actually the no load current is very small. So if you neglect that, the equivalent circuit will be further simplified, and that will be V1 primary side voltage, R equivalent, XV equivalent, and secondary side voltage. This is the reduction of equivalent circuit of a single phase transformer. Okay. Now let's discuss about the different losses in the transformer. So in the transformer, we are using primary winding and secondary winding. Wherever we are using the copper windings, definitely there is a copper losses. The copper losses is because of the resistance inside in the copper wire. So that can be represented as I square R losses. These are all I square R losses. Depends on the current flowing through the copper wire and the resistance of the material, then it will be copper losses. It's a variable losses. Why? Because when the load changes, when the full load is connected, then the full load current will draws from the supply. Now on that case, the current will be maximum, full load current, and the losses is also maximum. When the off load 1 by 4th load is connected, the current is not equal to the full load current. So little bit less, so that the losses may be less. So that's why it is called variable losses. And iron losses are core losses. Iron losses means when you are using iron or any other material, the flux linkage is not 100% accurate. It depends on the material, the flux will be linkage. So if you are using CRGO steel, CRGO steel, cold rolled grain oriented steel, it is having very less losses when transferring flux. So this is a high magnetic permeability, is very high for CRGO steel. So no equipment in the universe is 100% accurate. So even copper wire is also having some resistance. Even our human body is also having resistance. Okay, these are our iron losses and coal losses. So as I mentioned earlier, whatever the load condition, whatever the uh, load, whether it is inductive load or copper load or inductive load or resistive load or capacitive load, these iron losses or the flux inside it will never change. These are all constant losses. These are all called constant losses. Constant losses. So these are the main losses in the transformer. And if you want to calculate the efficiency of a transformer, first we have to calculate the losses. So now we already know the efficiency is equal to output by input. See, if it is in percentage, you have to multiply with 100. So output, whatever the output we are having, we can measure. And input can be represented as, so whatever the input we given, it has to supply output plus losses. If you calculate these losses, then we can calculate the efficiency. So our main target is to calculate the losses in the transformer. How can we calculate the losses in the transformer, whether it is constant losses or variable losses? For this purpose, the testing of transformer or the calculation of efficiency of the transformer will perform two tests. One is open circuit test, another one is the short circuit test. Let's do these tests to calculate the efficiency. Now, the first one is the open circuit test. The open circuit test is nothing but the secondary terminal is open circuited. Open circuit, that means in no load condition. So at input side we can use the variable, we can apply the input voltage, we can slowly apply the voltage, and we can apply the rated voltage at primary side, and this ammeter and wattmeter and voltmeter readings. So the wattmeter will gives the no load power, which is required. I already mentioned this no load current will having two components. One is compensate losses and production of flux. The same way this voltage, no load power, wattmeter gives no load power, that is V naught, I naught, cos phi naught. From this we can calculate the power factor, no load power factor, W naught by V naught into I naught. And magnetizing component I mu is equal to I naught. So I naught is ammeter, readings is the I naught. And wattmeter reading is the W naught. And V naught is the no load voltage, that rated voltage we can take. So from this I can calculate R naught, that is V naught by C, and X naught I can calculate. So from the open circuit test I can calculate I naught value, so magnetizing component and working component, and no load power factor and no load losses. Those are called iron losses or constant losses. I can calculate the constant losses by using open circuit test. So let the voltmeter reading will be V naught and ammeter reading will be I naught and wattmeter reading will be W naught. And the next test is short circuit test. Short circuit means when the secondary terminal is short circuited, that will be handled at low voltage side. You have to apply at low voltage side. When you are applying input, we have to slowly increase the input side voltage, so that we have to see at short circuit side ISC, short circuit current will be, so rated current వచ్చేంత వరకు we have to apply the input voltage. Now this ammeter reading will read ISC and this voltmeter reading will be VSC and this wattmeter reading will be short circuit voltage. So this is the function. This is called variable losses. Variable losses. It will represent the wattmeter. From short circuit test we can calculate the variable losses. So after calculation of variable losses and constant losses, so the total losses will be iron losses plus copper losses, so that is variable losses plus constant losses, and you can calculate the efficiency. You can calculate the efficiency. Now the efficiency is output by input power into 100, so output power by output power plus losses. The output power is V2 I2 cos phi 2, so secondary side voltage and secondary side current and secondary side power factor. The loss, iron losses plus copper losses. Iron losses can be calculated from open circuit test and copper losses are calculated from short circuit test. So the total losses will be efficiency of transformer at X times the full load. So at full load we can use X as a 1, or if it is off load or 1/4 load we can say a fraction. X is a fraction of load. So from this we can calculate the efficiency of a transformer. Right? Thank you.